All right, so we are back again with another, what some would consider huge issue with a car. My 2005 Pontiac Vibe, when the air conditioner is turned on, will not blow cold air. And what I mean by that is it won't blow air at all, no matter what I'm doing. So the key is in the ignition, indicator lights are on, and nothing's coming out. So what I suspect is this is a blower motor issue. And the reason I suspect that is because sometimes when I open the glove compartment and I tap inside there, the blower motor will actually turn on and nice ice cold air will blow out. And as you all can imagine, in the Florida summer heat, that's critical. So what I've been doing is I've been tapping on that blower motor either from the underside or trying to open and close the glove box to get it dislodged. It's probably getting stuck either from grime in there over hundreds of thousands of miles of driving, or from the motor itself just wearing out in parts. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the glove compartment, take it out, and I'm going to replace the blower motor. So this job is pretty simple and doesn't really require a lot of tools. So what you'll need is just a flathead screwdriver. You need a 7/32 bit to undo some of the screws on the underside of the blower. And because of the tight space, I ended up using a short ratchet with a short extension. I did use a drill just to make it faster with an extension, a small extension, and a 7/32 bit, and a PH2 sized Phillips head just to take out some of the screws. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first thing you got to do is open the glove box, which of course mine is spectacularly clean just because I'm about to video. Normally it'd be a complete wreck. But you got to remove this PH2 screw here, which is attached to this spring assist mechanism to try to hold the glove box up so that it doesn't come slamming down. Then the glove box will actually just dislodge. There's these little clips up here that kind of hold it in place, but if you just kind of lift the glove box out, it will come out. And here's that part I was talking about, that spring assist. And so now we have access to the compartment with the blower motor in it, which is right there, and that's what we're going to be tackling. And I went ahead and got a replacement core for that. The hamster wheel is actually in the middle of that, and the motor is attached to the hamster wheel, and so that whole unit will be replaced, and I'm hoping that that fixes the problem. All right, so next thing you got to do is there's this cover plate covers some of the electronics down here, and there's these two body clips on each side of it that have to pull out. Now there's special tools for that, but you can also just use your hands or a screwdriver. I have replacements in case I do damage these, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out with a screwdriver. Now they do make special tools to pull those out, but most people probably wouldn't have it. So I'm just gonna show the video with it, and I couldn't find it, I'll be honest with you guys. All right, so now this cover plate in my Pontiac Vibe just folds forward and gives you access to the underside, which this metal piece will come down after we unscrew it. And that's just, again, using my PH2 bit on my drill. And once we get these out, that electronics assembly should just pull right out of the bottom. So you see that there's a clip right here, so you just got to work it out around that. There we go. Sorry for not showing it, but it just basically shifted right out. Now I'm not going to disconnect any of that electronics or the battery or anything. I'm just going to go underneath, and I'm going to access the blower. There's 4 screws on there. I'm just going to go ahead and take those out. All right, since it's pretty tight under here, I got you repositioned. So I got my 7/32 bit, which is the right bit for the 3 different screws under here. I'm going to attempt to take this out using my drill. Like I said, pretty tight quarters. So far I'm able to get 2 out. The last one is in the very far back, and I'm just gonna have to hand do that one, hand loosen it. All right, so this one's at a really weird angle, so I went ahead and got a socket with a small socket with small extension and a 7/32 inch bit to take this off. All right, so with that hanging down, see, we can see the vent already dropped off. I got a replacement vent, so now I just need to declip it, which probably is easier with a screwdriver, but just basically depressed it right there on the clip. It's on the connector itself, and it just popped right out. So here's the blower motor unit, and I have a drop-in replacement for this entire unit. And so the process to put it back in is pretty much reverse. So the electronics is connected. I'm gonna make sure that the exhaust is properly seated to the left side. Should line up all the screws. So the bottom of the blower assembly has some extensions for where the screws go. And if you just get it lined up, the replacement blower lined up with those, you can slide them on and you can verify that it fits, because it won't move at all. And then you could just get one of these installed and it'll hold it up. To get the rest in. And then you got to put on this vent line. So to attach the vent line, it just runs between the bottom of the fan right here to a vent port right there. And then we could attach the electronics back in. Remember, there's a metal clip inside. Right up in here, there's an alignment clip. And then these screws just go right back in. And then the 2 remaining body plugs go right back through these holes, and they line up with the holes on the underside, and they should just push in just like that. So I'll go ahead and push that other one in. And the final thing to do is just to clip this back in, which actually goes in like this. And there's, on my Vibe, there is one holder that goes into that first hole right there. So I'm just gonna push that in, it'll clip right in, and it'll sit like that. Then I'll get the drawer back in, which has 2 clips on the bottom that line up with those clips right there. And then the push tabs, it should just fold right back up and in to that, see? And then that screw that we took out is step 1. So we'll line these back up, and I'll put that screw in there, and I'll just get that screwed in, and then we will test our new blower motor. And that drawer is good to go. All right, so everything's back together, and here's the moment of truth, fingers crossed. There we go, fantastic. No more banging on the dashboard to try to get the blower motor started. Awesome. All right, so hopefully this video helps someone else out that might be considering what could be going on with their air conditioner if it's not blowing air, and what it might take to pull the blower motor out and replace it. The blower motor parts itself were really not that expensive. I think I paid like 40 bucks from Rock Auto just to get the motor and the hamster wheel together. I would say that this job probably took 15 minutes to actually perform, and minimal tools that most people would have around the house. You don't even really need a drill, but you do need 7/32 bit for this car, and Phillips head screwdrivers and a flathead screwdriver. And always good luck.